When a developer is looking for a blockchain to build on, there's a few things they have to consider. One, they have to worry about the cost of building on this blockchain. Two, they have to worry about, is the blockchain reliable? And then three, how easy is it to build? Like, what tools are there for building on this chain? On today's video, we're going to talk about what sets Algorand apart from other blockchains, and we're going to dive in deep and give you nice updates of what is coming later this year. Welcome back to the channel. My name is C. Will, and this is the Passive Income Network. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that way you stay up to date with my latest videos. Let's dive in. So when that developer is looking to build on the chain, you're going to have to consider Algorand. So let's check this out. The future of blockchain is Algorand. Time will tell. So it is made in America. You know, we love that. It has instant finality. It has low fees, less than 3-second block time, zero downtime, zero forks, real world adoption, and quantum secure chain history. So we know the United States is looking to build a strategic reserve made in America that puts it in position. Now, when we think about instant finality, that is, if you're using a payment processor, you're building that type of app, you want your transactions to go through right away. No doubt on that. Low fees, especially for your customers and for yourself. You don't want to pay high gas fees to make a transaction or to build a smart contract. When we're talking about less than 3-second block time, that's definitely important because transactions are being completed damn near instantly. Zero downtime, we've seen Solana. We don't want to have situations where our app isn't working because of the infrastructure, because of the blockchain that is underlying my product. Zero forks, you don't want what Ethereum Classic is, something that was split into two, where you can then have two blockchains that have different or the same data, which could cause a lot of friction and confusion. Then when we're talking about real world adoption, we're going to dive into that in a moment. Quantum secure chain history. I told you about Google's Willow quantum computer. They'll be coming for people really soon. Now, if we check this out, let's dive deeper into the cost. Cost matters to users, businesses, and governments. Some layer ones rely on layer twos for scalability and cost efficiency. Algorand does it natively. Completing 34,000 plus transactions costs just $8.90 on Algorand. Efficiently built in, no extra layer needed. So here's a list of blockchain cost efficiency for completing 34,000 transactions on February 19th, 2025. So for Algorand, that costed $8.90. Base, that would have cost $85. And over here, I'm a big fan of Base, so I have to keep it real. That's pretty expensive in comparison to Algorand. Then you have Optimism, $136, another Ethereum L2. And then you have another Ethereum layer 2, Arbitrum, $153. Then you have another one, Starknet, which would cost $524. Then you have ZK Sync, which would cost $833. And we already know this would be about $21,000 on Ethereum. Now let's get to the real world use case. Algorand can reinvent financial infrastructure in Latin America. So this is about koi banks. Under investment in financial infrastructure, combined with a lack of trust and accessibility of banking services due to cost and documentation requirements, have left many people in Latin America excluded from the traditional economy. This has created an environment ripe for the adoption of new, more efficient fintech solutions. Enter koi banks. By leveraging the Algorand blockchain, koi banks has been able to play a part in digitizing and bringing greater efficiency and trust to Latin America's banking sector. So that's pretty popping right there. Now here's a quote from Leo, the co-founder and CEO of Koi Banks. When dealing with regulated financial institutions, scalability, uptime, and guaranteeing performance are key, not only because of customer experience, but due to compliance requirements as well. Blockchain technology brings a lot of innovation for the financial markets, but if we don't find a way to have this innovation coexist with the regulatory requirements, it will not succeed. Luckily, we have Algorand, where the Web3 potential meets the technological and compliance requirements of the financial systems. Great words by Leo, the Coinbank's CEO. And then they're talking about some key benefits here. Coinbank's regulated end-to-end blockchain-based transactional software connects the core of banking infrastructure, making it easy to integrate as any API. And then some key things here is major banks across Latin America are working on blockchain integrations with Coinbase. So you have 9 Latin American banks working on blockchain integrations. And then you have over 18 million COVID-19 vaccination certificates were issued on chain for Colombian citizens in a project led by Colombian Ministry of Health in collaboration with Banco Davidina, right? Sorry if I slaughtered that word. So that's popping. And now I want to get to what's happening next for developers. So we're going to watch this clip.
Topics. And let's talk about what we have in store for developers for the rest of the year. We know it's a very big kind of like program. I have all sorts of things in store. I'm really excited to talk about this. So over the coming, let's say 6 to 9 months, we're gonna have all kinds of stuff for developers to sink their teeth into. Everything from a new AlgoKit Lithium version 3 with all sorts of new tools and languages as well, and a series of events through the spring and summer and into the fall. So I will start with AlgoKit. The foundation built this to make it easier and faster to build stuff on Algorand, right? Code faster, and it really does help with that. And in version 3, we've packaged up a whole collection of tools that have been built over the past year that went far beyond Algorand Python. So that was the big deal in AlgoKit 2. You could use native Python and build in a language that you knew, and this was going to help accelerate you. You could use all the Python tools that you're familiar with. But then we layered on all this other additional stuff. We have Laura the Explorer. So this visualizer of what's going on the blockchain, that's part of AlgoKit. We have the subscriber library, and this is going to start to sound very technical, but it's a very important piece of infrastructure to watch the chain for when things happen. So for any kind of app or business that needs to see when a transaction occurs and then take action on it, this is a key piece of infrastructure for them. So we have 2 versions of this now, and we have testing libraries. There's 2 of them actually that have been released over the past year. Unit testing, so you can do little granular tests of your smart contract logic, and also the interactive AVM debugger, so that you can step through your code in the AVM and see what's happening inside the smart contract visually right in VS Code. And this is pretty groundbreaking, the ability to kind of interrogate what's going on in your contract when something's failing. Gives so much troubleshooting time and trying to reverse engineer what's wrong. And every developer understands that when you have that error that you can't debug, that you can lose hours and days. So these tools get people building again. They get people out of that rut. So those are important parts of AlgoKit as well. And then there's more.
You heard what the man just said. There's a lot of tools coming. And I'm telling you right now, if you're a developer, you definitely need to go check out AlgoKit. A new version is dropping, a lot of tools, especially for debugging and languages. That's really bullish in my opinion. And if you're an Algorand holder, you should definitely share this video out with some developers and other potential holders throughout the communities and the cryptoverses. Man, this is looking good. So once again, my name is C. Will with the Passive Income Network. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and leave any comments, questions, suggestions in the comments below. Until the next time, y'all. Peace. Passive income. Gold in my dental. Thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals. Told my girl it was simple.